So there are rumors circulating in Hollywood that Sheila E. is saying that Prince warned her about Diddy way before all of this ever was exposed to the public. So let's get into it. Okay, this started back in the early 90s when Prince fell out with his record company, Warner Brothers. He felt that he wasn't getting paid enough. He felt like they were gypping him and ripping him off. He also wanted control of his masters because Prince was smart enough to know that if you had control of your masters, that could bring future wealth. Prince was always kind of smart. Also, too, he was like the #1 artist on that label. So he really shouldn't be worried about money problems and that type of thing, but he was. Because he did an audit of his music and he realized he wasn't making as much as he should be making. I think they probably thought, you're making more than the rest, so, he should be quiet, but he wasn't. Prince was very, very in tune with his money, and he understood the value of owning your own master. So it was pretty public when Prince had a big falling out with Warner Brothers. And do you guys remember, as a sign of protest, he wrote the word slave on his face? That's because he was battling with the record companies, and he really wasn't asking for much. He was just asking for a good percentage of his money because he's the one making all the money, but Warner Brothers wanted to take all the money, and Prince just wasn't having it.
The reason why it became such a big deal back then is ever since my third album, I wasn't really taking large advances from the recording companies. I was recording the albums myself in my own studio. So the way I looked at it, I owned the work because I paid for it. And I did all the work. I created it, so I felt like it should belong to me. That said, the companies felt otherwise. And they would always hold this contract up and say, well, you signed it. And I say, well, I understand that. It's not like I want to leave. I just want to, talk about this thing and see if we can't make it more fair. Of course, they wouldn't change because if they changed, they wouldn't really exist. And that's kind of the situation we're in right today.
So they went into a straight out battle. Okay. He ended up suing them. It was a lot going on, people. He also legally changed his name to that symbol that you can't pronounce. And I think he did that just to make it harder for people to find his albums and really hard to, for anybody trying to announce who he was. He was really trying to just making it difficult for the record companies. Like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sign. I don't know. They start calling the artist formerly known as Prince, but that started from the fans. He really was, okay, that was his name. And things got even worse when he realized he couldn't sue them because they had an ironclad contract out on him. So he really felt like a slave then. Not only that, he became real distrusting of the suits. You guys have heard me use this words before. These are the owners, the CEOs of these powerful record companies. He was very distrustful. So he refused to put out music, and they went back and forth and back and forth. Eventually, they let Prince off of the label, and he went and started his own. And his company was called MPG Records. However, even though he left and started his own thing and he wanted to be in control of his music, he still was in a battle with Warner Brothers. He wanted the masters of his hits, Purple Rain, Little Red Corvette. He had a huge catalog that was worth millions of dollars. Prince was probably one of the #1 artists in the world, next to Michael Jackson. I'll leave that for you guys to battle who was better, Prince or Michael Jackson, but they both were excellent and just really good at their craft. And both of them wanted their masters. So from 1996 to 2014, Prince was in a huge battle with Warner Brothers to get control of his masters. Finally, in 2014, they gave him control of his masters. But that whole time that he was fighting with Warner Brothers, he was finding out just what crooks they were. He said they were stealing millions from all of their artists. Then he found out that P. Diddy was doing the same exact thing to his artists.
There's people that try to do bodily harm with me. They will be in the house with Puff. So I'm like, it's a funny game y'all playing behind the scenes. So when people see me, they just see me turned up. They just see me agitated. They just see me aggressive, but they don't know why. Every time something happened to me, it's somebody that's with him. But this is supposed to be the nigga I'm signed to. This is supposed to be who I'm getting money with. And I gotta say this because when people see me irate and they see me aggressive, they wanna, oh, what is Mace doing? Mace is bugging. No, it's a point you get to that you like, yo, I can't let you play because you playing now dangerous games. I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So the disdain that I got for Puff is more like, you trying to keep me here. I'm producing the work. Yeah. Puff would go out and party, and I would be in the studio writing the records, and then I just come back and say, he'll say this is his part or that is his part, but I was the person there creating it all.
And in 2005, Diddy entered a partnership with Warner Music Group, which gave him 50-50 control. That means 50% in control of his money. So when Prince found out that Diddy had the money to pay his artists but chose not to, he felt some type of way about it. After all, he was going through the same things with Warner Brothers. However, he wasn't ready to cut ties with Diddy just yet. Now let's get into this party where everything was set into motion. So in 2010, Prince throws a party and he invites Diddy.
The first Diddy party I went to was at Prince's house. So you want to go to Prince's house to the Diddy party where Tyrese is performing and Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher are swinging on swings.
So at this party, it was getting pretty wild. A lot of people were hammered. They were having a good time. But Diddy and Cassie got into it. So all of a sudden, Diddy takes Cassie into another room. And when she returns, she has bruises all over her body. So this is what the makeup artist was talking about today in court. She said that she was given an order by Diddy to cover the bruises with makeup.
Prosecutor asks this makeup artist, when did you work with Cassie? Morales responds, 2007 until COVID. So, 13 years. She was like a little sister to me. How much older than her are you? A few years. Did you see her with injuries on her face? 2010 Grammy weekend Prince party. There you go, Dave.
So now, according to the rumors, when Prince gets wind of what happened, they said he was furious. And right then he decided to expose Diddy. So he started going around talking to his friends. And one of the friends that he talked to was Sheila E. He told her that never to go to any of Diddy's parties. Diddy wasn't a good guy. Diddy stole money from his artists. And people speculate that he had something to do with the unaliving of Biggie because he wanted to leave Bad Boy Records and take his masters.
You said that Biggie had showed you a contract that he was going to sign with another label after this next album?
Yeah, Big had a contract. And what happened was when me and Puff rode on the plane coming back down there, Puff gave me his briefcase and everything like that. Like, yo, here, like me carry this shit. Say, all right, motherfucker, I got 5 hours, 6 hours on this thing. Let me see what's in the briefcase. And I seen Big contract. And it was talking about, well, you get $250,000, for signing. You're going to get another $250,000. The thing go gold. Then you're going to get this much and you're going to get that much. And then at the end of the contract, I was skimming through it. At the end of the contract said, we're going to discuss about you getting your publishing and your marketing back. Right. So I was asking Big's questions about that because I didn't know what publishing was. I didn't know what marketing was. And Big was showing me a contract because I was saying to Big, Big was like, yo, Gene, I like you. I would take you with me, bruh, but you love that nigga too much. I said, love that nigga too much? What the fuck you mean I love a nigga too much? He said, yeah, you love him too much, bruh. I would take you with me.
Now, according to the rumors, Sheila E. didn't think too much of it at the time. She heard what he said. Diddy wasn't a good guy. Stay away from him. Never go to any of his parties, and he can be very dangerous.
Prince saw all of it. The contracts, the manipulation, the blackmail. He told her they don't just want your hits. They want your silence. And if they can't buy it, they'll bury you. She said Prince knew about the NDAs, the secret meetings, the freak-off parties. And what's worse, he said they filmed everything. Why? That's how they get you. According to Sheila, Prince believed artists were groomed, recorded, and then blackmailed. You play the game or you disappear.
She took the information, stored it, and really didn't think anything much about it until the day of his death, April 21st, 2016. Now, initial reports stated that Prince passed away from complications of the flu. And, well, nobody really believed that.
Reps for Prince told us it was because of the flu. That never made sense to us.
This caused Sheila E. to have her own doubts. She knew that Prince had fought the record company for 18 years and finally won the rights of his masters only 2 years before his death. And she knew that he warned her just how corrupt the music industry could be. So this is when Sheila starts speaking out, questioning, did Prince actually die of a drug overdose or was it something else? She wanted to get to the bottom of it.
Or the 911 call or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And I can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here to get to the bottom of it, though, it sounds like.
We pretty much know what's going on, but, all we want to do is just talk about the man, the musician.
What message do you have to Prince fans?
Just keep saying prayers for everyone, for the family.
There was no sign of this. This is just...
Everyone gets sick once in a while. We don't know. We're going to find out.
And with Diddy pretty much being exposed since the trial with the Cassie situation, is Sheila E. barking up the wrong tree, or is this worth investigating? Especially when things happen like with Angie Stone, who recently spoke out about not being paid her royalties, and then rumors spread around that saying that her death was pretty suspicious.
After 40-something years in the business, I'm like, well, why? Where are my royalties going? Because I'm not getting this. Come to find out, Universal Music has been receiving all my royalties, all my mechanicals. They've taken pretty much everything. They've stolen, I won't say stolen, but they have taken all the monies that were due to me.
So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Do you believe that Prince warned Sheila E. about Diddy? And if you do you think she's doing the right thing by talking about it? Until next time, bye for now.
The idea is that we find better ways of working with one another. It shouldn't be a situation where they own the album or the work. We're talking about intellectual copyrights. They'll probably edit all this out, but I'm going to say it anyways. That said, if we can work together, then it's going to be, everybody will kind of move into a situation where they do what it is that they're qualified to do. If they're going to be indeed a delivery service, then that's fine. But even FedEx doesn't say that they own the thing that they ship, right? We're going to make a copy, and we're going to keep this here, and then we'll make a copy and give it to everybody else.